Well, it's Saturday morning, so thanks for joining me for another edition of Jim Wilson's FNN Fishing News Network. And we're so pleased to be out on the Russell Fields Pier. Fields, by the way, comes from a dear old friend, Popeye. The late Popeye passed away many, many years. He was the manager out here at the pier, and we all miss Popeye. But we're going to be talking with the new pier manager out here, and this is our first time we've been out on the pier to do a show and stuff. Today they've been catching a lot of Spanish, mostly on live bait. Hopefully we'll see some fish catching, but if we don't, we'll always put some on the end. We'll have something so you can see some fish catching. Don't let me forget about tides now, because I always seem to forget the tides, but let's take a look, because with the moon phases we've been having pretty good tides lately, and I think that has a lot to do with the fishing. Cobia fishing has been rather slow, but water temperatures are finally up over 70, and that's going to improve it if there's any around. It's getting kind of late season for them. Pompano should be due coming along, but we're going to get that report from Kerry, because Kerry Stroud is the manager, and he'll be telling us all about what they're catching and what's been going on. Of course, this pier is the new pier that was built after Hurricane Katrina, and it is just gorgeous. It's the longest pier in the Gulf of Mexico. And it's funny, I've been out here before, and I was here one time, and somebody stopped me and said they wanted to know. I said, where's the rest of this bridge? And I said, the what? He said, where's the rest of this bridge go? I said, well, this is not a bridge. He said, you mean this isn't part of a bridge? I said, nope. And poor fellow thought that we were out on part of a bridge. But it's actually the pier, and it's just perfectly gorgeous. We'll be discussing all of the hours, and it's got some wonderful benefits because, first of all, you don't have to have a license whether you're from out of state or out of the country or anywhere. Your fishing license is covered as part of the pier admission price, and the prices are very reasonable. Half Hitch Tackle has the tackle shop here. They also have the concession for the tackle shop down on the county pier. And of course, it's just down the road away, so we're lucky to have two identical piers, longest in the Gulf, right here. So we're offshore now. We've been getting some good reports. There's a lot of blackfin tuna showing up. And Scott Lindsay told me he'd heard that they were catching some big bluefish. We'll have to find out if bluefish are on the menu here, because I tell you what, back from some years ago, we had those big 15-pound bluefish come through here, and they are some real tackle busters. Don't forget, remember, I do all the cooking in our house because Pat does all the heavy lifting. I do the cooking and the grocery shopping, and one place I always make sure I have something is something from Tanya's Garden. It's just like going to the farm, and you should see all the fresh stuff they have in there now. They just keep it all so fresh and so good, and the prices are so low. Tanya's, of course, is right across the street from Sowell Tractor, just before you get to the Haney Institute, and so you can't miss them on 77. Drop in and see Tanya and tell her we sent you. And if you go late in the afternoon, you may get a chance to see the peacock. He comes strutting around there. And, of course, our good friends at AMW Trailers. They hadn't been building them all that long, just since the 50s. They just finished mine up, and I'll have video on it for my 17-foot square back canoe. They made me a custom trailer for it. Oh, I just saw a big Spanish come over right here. The man said they were catching them down there, and maybe we can get him to bring it over here and we'll see it on camera. Tell him to walk it on over here, and we'll take a look at it, because it's a nice big one. But while we're waiting for that, back to AMW Trailers, of course, they have all the parts. They build custom trailers, they build aluminum, they build galvanized, and they've been building them a long, long time. So if you need a pit stop, if you need some repairs or something, drop down there and see them, and they'll take care of it for you. And they're right there on Business 98, and right next to the coming new Piggly Wiggly Market. So drop in and see them, and we're going to take our break right here and come back and talk with the pier manager.
For everything you need on or off the water, visit the Panama City and St. Andrews Marinas. Both locations provide you with easy access boat slips, ramps, fuel, bait, and tackle. Come visit our ship stores and see our unique nautical gifts and clothing, or just relax with a cool drink and grab a snack while watching the boats come in.
Don't forget that mariner on your shopping list. Come by and see our unique nautical gifts, cards, and clothing at Panama City or St. Andrews Marina. Call 872-7272 for more information.
Meet Henson Hindenburg, king of the road at Baytown Tire, 2609 West 15th Street, just before the curve. For 20 years, he's taken care of your cars, trucks, and commercial vehicles. Baytown Tire carries tires including Michelin, Yokohama, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyal. A new set gets free rotation every 6 months. Alignment is done on the latest digital equipment, and his diagnostic can read all your computer info for proper repairs. All his service folks are ASE certified. Give him a call today at 873-8900.
Hi, this is Larry Lee from Coin and Bullion Reserves. Do you need to raise some quick cash? People from all over the southeastern United States have been doing that for over 39 years here at Coin and Bullion Reserves, and here's how it's done. You go to your jewelry box, you get that old unused gold chain, you bring it to Coin and Bullion Reserves at the corner of East Avenue and 15th Street in Panama City, where you will get more for your gold than any place in the United States, and you can take that to the bank.
When was the last time you took a few minutes out of your busy schedule to enjoy the simple things? The wide open spaces, the uncharted territory, the moments that seem to stick with you for a lifetime. Well, what are you waiting for? Half hitch. Get out there.
Need a storage shed, pole barn, or garage? Who do you call? Two-time site-built buildings. They come completely prefabbed with aluminum siding and 3/4-inch floors. Constructed on your property by James McConnell and his crew. With no middleman, his prices is lower, and with easy payment terms. Here's my 12-foot by 20-foot shed that went through a 3-foot gate and anchored like a mobile home. He's been building here for 15 years. See the samples at 3822 Highway 98 in Springfield, and call today at 850-257-5729. When you want your lawn to go from this to this, you need to call Leroy Dennis and his helper Bill Grimes. They can do it in one day. Not only that, but Leroy offers discounts to seniors and active and former military. He and his partner can handle any commercial jobs. Don't wait to give them a call at 358-6696. Guess what? If you aren't satisfied, I'll pay for it myself. Don't delay. Call the experts now and look great tomorrow. Well, I tell you what, when you come out on the pier and you want to see some fish catching, it doesn't get any better than this. Here's Todd Holt, a visitor from Georgia.
Chickamauga, Georgia.
Whereabouts?
Chickamauga.
Okay. Hold that fish up so we can see it. Listen, pull this dorsal fin up so that we can see the black on it. If you don't know whether you've caught a big Spanish or a small king, lift that dorsal fin. If it's black like that, it'll be a Spanish. If it's light white color, it'll be a king. How many have you caught today?
Well, they're slow, and the only way you can catch them is on a live sea carabiner. If it's dead, they ain't gonna bite it.
Yeah.
No leader, and it's rough. But we got, I think, 8.
2 of you fishing?
Yes.
And that's a good eating size.
Oh, we love them.
Oh, Spanish is an excellent eating fish. How often do you come down here?
We try to come down here in April and in May, and then we'll skip the hot months and come back in September and October.
Would you just get a motel or something when you come down?
We got a place down here. We stay.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to come over here and join us. This is Jim Wilson's FNN Fishing News Network.com. And you can, before you leave, I'll give you a card so you can find us on the internet.
I appreciate that. I'm glad y'all out here. I mean, it's a little slow today, but y'all might get some more action.
Well, we hope so. That's fishing, you know. We've been doing it a long time.
Yeah, that's not called catching.
I know it. All right, folks, we're going to stay right here because we're just changing partners. Hey, I just bumped into a fan out here, a little nice lady, Barbara McDonald, from where?
I'm a damn Yankee from Michigan.
Well, oh man, you guys are getting a bunch of water up there now, aren't you?
Right. I watch him every Saturday and Sunday, or which day are you on?
Saturday.
Saturday.
And it's sure nice to have you stop and say hello. And I always love to be close to beautiful women.
Well, hey, I like to kiss handsome men.
and young women.
There you should go to Washington with that line.
Oh. Well, all right, let's have a contest here. Is it okay to ask a lady her age?
Yeah, I'm 82, and you better send me a present.
Guess what?
You're 82.
I'm 81.
See, I'm older than you are.
I always like older women.
Okay, I can boss
Barbara,
you around.
thank you so much.
Okay.
And we're going to keep changing partners here. This is so much fun on the pier.
I've seen you with your wife on TV.
Oh, yeah, she loves it.
I've got some competition.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
And I do watch you.
Well, we finally got Carrie Stroud out here,
Hey, folks.
the general manager of the pier manager. Good to see you.
Good to see y'all. I'm glad you come out. This is a nice treat for us.
Well, it's a nice treat for me because, you know, I've tried to do my show on live locations, and we hadn't been out here yet, but we picked a pretty nice day. They're catching a lot of Spanish. Anything else?
Well, that's been about it today. They've yesterday now they caught a lot of pompano in the morning, and there was a king or two caught yesterday, and then the weather changed a little bit, and there wasn't much in the afternoon.
Well, but this is the most wonderful. These two piers are the longest in the Gulf of Mexico. And tell them folks a little bit about the advantages, the cost, and you don't need a license and that kind of stuff.
No, sir, you don't need a license to come fish on this pier. All you have to do is come out and pay you $6 to fish, or you can buy a pass. We sell our passes at Frank Brown Park, and the county passes are sold at the county pier. And we honor each other's passes, not the daily admission, but each other's the annual passes.
And how much is an annual pass?
Our annual pass is $90. If you're 65 and over, it'll be half price.
Oh, that's pretty good. And veterans, any preference there?
On active duty military, it is $3 to fish.
That's pretty good.
Seniors is $3.
And of course, Half Hitch Tackle has their shop there, and you can rent rods and reels and whatever you need.
Yeah, Half Hitch does a good job. They've been doing this on this pier for years, and you know, on the old pier, and then now back with the new pier, and they rent you a rod and sell you the bait and tackle, and they got reasonable prices on all that. If you're out of town, you don't have a fishing rod, just come on down because they'll rent you one. You pay us $6, and they'll rent you a rod and reel, and you can fish.
And you go home with a nice box of fish. And, you know, I almost brought the dogs with me, but I noticed the sign, no pets allowed.
No, sir, we can't allow dogs or any kind of pets on the pier because it is a fishing pier, and somebody might have a hook with a piece of bait on it, and that dog thinks that's something to eat, and he's going to gobble that up and be.
Well, you know, that scares me when I'm in the boat because my dogs, every once in a while, you'll see a piece of shrimp lying around or something. The next thing you know, they're chewing on it. So I keep worrying about that myself.
Yes, sir, it'd be a danger to the animals, and so we don't allow them. Now, of course, if you're handicapped and have like a CNI dog or a service dog, that's acceptable. That's no problem. But other than that, no pets allowed.
And the pier is open basically year-round, isn't it?
365 days a year, 7 days a week, and 24 hours a day.
That's what I thought. And the night fishing, have they been doing any shark fishing?
Yes, sir. They've caught several, even already this year. They've got 2 makos and a big bull shark. One of the makos was about 8 foot long, and one was about 6 foot long.
Well, I saw a picture the other day of somebody that had caught a nice king and got it almost in, and a shark ate the back half off.
That happens quite a bit. It's either a shark or a barracuda.
Yeah, you got some big barracuda out here too.
Oh, we've got barracudas as 5 and 6 foot long swimming around.
Does anybody ever hook one?
Yes, sir. I've seen them caught. I've seen some 4 and 5 footers caught off this pier.
How about hardtails? Have the hardtails started coming in yet?
I haven't seen any. Hardtails is usually a little later in the year, on into May before they show up, and that we haven't seen any yet. But there's some big blues. You were talking about blues.
That was my next question. Have you seen? Has anybody caught any of those big bluefish?
Yes, sir. There was one caught here yesterday it was probably 10 or 12 pounds. It was a big blue.
Yeah, that's unbelievable because they have to migrate quite a long ways to get here. They're not regulars.
I talked to a game biologist about that, and he says the blues that are in the Gulf are usually a different, no, not species, but I guess they're a little
Kind
different.
of a subspecies.
Subspecies, and they're smaller.
Yeah.
And then occasionally, though, we have blues that'll come in from the Atlantic.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. They have to migrate in from here.
10 and 15 and 20-pound fish.
Because I lived in New England for 30 years, and I fished for them. Caught them up there as big as 20 pounds.
Oh yes, sir. I've read of some really big ones up that way, but we generally don't catch. Our blues are about 4 or 5 pounds.
Yeah.
But occasionally, when those Atlantic blues come into the Gulf, then there'll be some 10 or 15 or 20 pounders caught.
And every seafood restaurant up there has bluefish on the menu.
Most people around here don't eat it.
I know. They think it's trash. And I'll tell you a funny story. Half Hitch Tackle invites me to their Christmas party every year, and they ask people coming to bring a dish, and I'm a cook, so I always cook my seafood au gratin, and it's nice fish fillets and a really nice cheese and mushroom sauce and scallops and shrimp, and I mean they lick the platter clean.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll get all done, and I'll say, you know what you just ate, don't you? And they'll say, what's that? And I said, bluefish or kingman. That wasn't bluefish. I said, oh, yes, it was. I said, when I catch them, I save them so I could feed them to you.
Well, we make, a lot of times we'll make a king dip out of the king mackerel or Spanish mackerel.
Oh, yeah.
And you can make it out of blues.
Smoked?
Yeah, we smoke it and on a grill, smoke it and then make that fish dip with it, and it's terrific. A lot of people don't like king because it's a little oily, but if they eat our fish dip.
Now, that's what they say, but it's not oily. It's just as white and flaky as anything else.
Well, that oil, fish oil, that's good for you anyway, good for your heart. So.
Well, Kerry, I sure appreciate all your help and you guys being so nice to give an old guy a ride out and take the time from your business here to come out and talk with us. Folks, if you want to just have the most fun for the very least money, just bring the family out to this pier. If nothing else, just come out to watch. Viewing is only what?
It's $3 to spectate, and that's all day. It's good all day. You can get a stamp on your hand. You can come back and forth. It's good from the time you get it till midnight that night.
Any charge for young kids?
6 and under's free. Everybody else has to.
That's what I was thinking. Well, again, my pleasure here, and thanks. How long have you been with them here?
14 years.
Oh, wow, okay. So that's, you've got your time in pretty good.
Yes, sir.
And you work for the city?
City.
Okay. Well, thanks again, and folks, stay with us, because when we come back, we're going to go do some more fishing.
Hi, this is Larry Lee from Coin and Bullion Reserves. Do you need to raise some quick cash? People from all over the southeastern United States have been doing that for over 39 years here at Coin and Bullion Reserves, and here's how it's done. You go to your jewelry box, you get that old unused gold chain, you bring it to Coin and Bullion Reserves at the corner of East Avenue and 15th Street in Panama City, where you will get more for your gold than any place in the United States, and you can take that to the bank.
Meet Henson Hindenburg, king of the road at Baytown Tire, 2609 West 15th Street, just before the curve. For 20 years, he's taken care of your cars, trucks, and commercial vehicles. Baytown Tire carries tires including Michelin, Yokohama, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyal. A new set gets free rotation every 6 months. Alignment is done on the latest digital equipment, and his diagnostic can read all your computer info for proper repairs. All his service folks are ASE certified. Give him a call today at 873-8900.
The Captain Anderson makes fishing a breeze. There's a galley on board, and your comfortable trip is all-inclusive. Rod, reel, tackle, bait, and your fishing license. The traditional all-day trip from 7 to 5 p.m. Come aboard the Captain Anderson for a relaxing day of bottom fishing. There's plenty of room, so bring the whole family. It's a whopping big adventure, and that's no fishtail. The Captain Anderson is located at Captain Anderson's Marina, where the fish are always biting and the kids are always smiling. Please call for cruise schedules. When was the last time you took a few minutes out of your busy schedule to enjoy the simple things? The wide open spaces, the uncharted territory, the moments that seem to stick with you for a lifetime. Well, what are you waiting for? Half Hitch. Get out there.
Need a storage shed, pole barn, or garage? Who do you call? Tool Time Site-Built Buildings. They come completely prefabbed with aluminum siding and 3/4-inch floors. Constructed on your property by James McConnell and his crew. With no middleman, his prices is lower, and with easy payment terms. Here's my 12-foot by 20-foot shed that went through a 3-foot gate and anchored like a mobile home. He's been building here for 15 years. See the samples at 3822 Highway 98 in Springfield, and call today at 850-257-5729. When you want your lawn to go from this to this, you need to call Leroy Dennis and his helper Bill Grimes. They can do it in one day. Not only that, but Leroy offers discounts to seniors and active and former military. He and his partner can handle any commercial jobs. Don't wait to give them a call at 358-6696. Guess what? If you aren't satisfied, I'll pay for it myself. Don't delay. Call the experts now and look great tomorrow. Well, I told you we're going to do some fishing, so let's see if I can't find some pier fishing from the old days out here. And that's what we'll be bringing you coming right up.
Chartreuse.
All right.
Chartreuse got you.
Let me ease back from the rocks a little bit. Think I need to get closer up to the other boat fleet?
I don't know. They're running in schools around here.
Try another one there. This is the first time I've had a chance to be out in the new boat in a couple of weeks. Haven't even got my electronics on it yet. Might know now we get the camera out, they disappear.
I don't see anybody catching them now. We'll get into them though.
They'll come back.
Yeah, they'll come back. Unless we can find them in time, we will find them.
Our neighbor's got one back here. Got 2 or 3 boats. Everybody's taking a chance to do something to get out and get rid of a little cabin fever. There's a big school of bluefish here. You got one coming? All right, let me see if I get this boy netting him. There he comes. He's got his coming in. And
pretty good size.
You got yours taking some drag?
Yeah. I don't got 12-pound test line on here.
Let me ease back. I got to ease back out away from the rocks a little bit here.
Yeah, get back a little bit. I can't horse him in, Jim. He's
No.
He's pulling pretty good. He's pretty good size. Oh, man, he's going to take a run at it. Pretty good size one here.
All right. Hang on to him.
Oh, he's hanging on to me right now.
Who's got who?
Who's got who?
There you go. There you go. You got him coming now?
I got him coming.
You be on TV tomorrow morning.
No, I won't.
Yeah, you will. Oh, sorry.
You don't mind me on television, do you? We don't even have a television.
It'll be on Saturday.
Hot dogs and Jim Wilson. Oh, shit. I'm still working on it. I had to work into the boat.
I was busy running the boat
Yeah, here he is.
and running the camera, trying to get pictures of your fish.
Here you go.
All right.
Well, they really fight. They fight a lot for curlies. You know, feel like a big old grouper, a small grouper on
They
there.
do.
Got one on, Jim?
I got one on. Yep. Oh, yeah. I tell you what, when you can't catch speckled trout and redfish, you might as well have some fun coming out here and catching these.
They can eat bluefish can eat them.
Oh, yeah, I've eaten lots of bluefish.
Oh, yeah.
When I lived up north. I'm going to cook these tonight, and they're going to be cooked on the grill. Oh, yeah, he's a feisty little bugger. Come on, boy.
Still taking drag?
Oh, yeah, he's pulling drag back out again. Come on now. Switcheroo. Come on, let me get you
Yeah, they sure are. Good eating size.
Woo! Tell you one thing you do not want to do is get your fingers close. All right.
Yeah, he's a nice one.
Go ahead and ease us forward and turn to the right a little bit. Man, I got to get back left-handed again. Woo! That's not easy. All right, go over there now. Throw that thing a country mile. They seem to be down just a little deep, don't you think? Did they seem to be a little deep?
Yeah, they were a little deep. That's how I got mine, just jerking them like that.
Left-handed. I think I found, no, he's running. I thought I found hooked him. Woo!
That's a big blues.
These are good sized bluefish.
Yeah, they're good eating size.
Yeah, they are. I'm gonna cook it on the grill.
Got to get him in first.
We got two in the box. Come on now, come on. I think messing around with that last one, let him get off. Try to get this one into the boat. Right now, anybody that wants to have a bunch of fun, I believe they can come to the jetty and try it. What do you think?
Oh yeah. Bluefish are in here now, real strong in here.
Swimming right in toward the boat. I couldn't even keep up with him.
Some pretty good size ones too.
Yeah, they were about 2 pounds. On this light tackle, they are a lot of fun. Come on now. Get his head up. Come on. Whoa, that was a little bigger.
Mm-hmm.
You notice that? I think he's a little bigger. All right, I'm gonna put this in the box and it'll be your turn to catch another one, Calvin. All right, Calvin, you got one on now? Huh? What a school of fish. Woo. Look on him back here, Calvin.